So we need to cross you over now. There's an event that's taking place at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel, which is being organized by the Securities and Exchanges Commission. They are having a dialogue, which I'm sure you'd be interested in. It's actually directed at some West Africa capital market activities, and it's a conference being held right there here in the heart of Accra. Benjamin Akakpo is hosting the event, so I'm sure that there's more that will definitely unfold from that. Stay with us here on the JoyNews channel. I'm Blessed Suga, and do enjoy the rest of the morning.
Now that the Vice President has sat, the rest of us can also take our seats. I shall, in some brief moments, acknowledge some key partners, sponsors, and key speakers who are going to be with us, who are going to be speaking to us at this august event. But some quick housekeeping. We did that yesterday. Just a quick reminder. We're in times of COVID-19, so please sanitize as frequently as possible. Use your face masks where necessary and limit your movement as much as possible. Also keep your name tags. They are important. And don't you forget to fill those feedback bits. Let's now have some acknowledgements right before we get into the opening prayer. And so I would like to acknowledge our gold sponsors: United Capital, Emerging Africa Capital, exclusive host partner, Access Bank Nigeria, silver sponsors, FSDH Capital, InfraCredit, Stanchart Nigeria PLC, CalBank PLC, Republic Bank PLC, EcoBank Ghana PLC. We also have Enterprise Group and Data Bank as sponsors. Media sponsors: Graphic Communications Group, BNFT, Joy FM, JoyNews, TV3, and Adom FM. And the members, the Securities and Exchange Commission of Ghana, SEC Nigeria, the Ghana Stock Exchange, Nigeria Stock Exchange, CSD Ghana, Casablanca Stock Exchange, WAMI, ECOWAS, AMMC, that is the Morocco Capital Market Authority, the Regional Stock Exchange, that is the BRVM, and CREPMEF. Later on, I shall acknowledge some others. We're live currently on the Joy News Network. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, welcome, and to our Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Thank you for joining us. Welcome as well. We shall now take the opening prayer to be delivered by two gentlemen. The Christian prayer will be delivered by Jeribwachi Dankwa of the Securities and Exchange Commission of Ghana, and the Islamic prayer by Abdul Qadir Abbas, who is with the Securities and Exchange Commission of Nigeria. Gentlemen, please let us come and deliver the prayers. And as usual, let's put our hands together for people who mount the podium. Thank you.
Shall we please be on our feet for a word of prayer? King of Kings, once again, we are grateful unto you. We thank you for the peace that we are enjoying in this country. We thank you for the leadership of this country. We thank you for the privilege to be alive. Mighty God, this is a gift that we cannot pay for. We thank you for a great start of the program yesterday. One thing that we know is that, Lord, whatever you start, you finish. We entrust today's program into your hands, that you take total charge and control. It is our prayer that, Lord, wisdom will prevail, unity will prevail, oneness will prevail, that in the end, Africa will win. We thank you, Lord, for answered prayer. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed with thanksgiving. Amen.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Oh Allah, we thank you for giving us this opportunity. The blessing and praises to be to our noble Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. O Allah, we seek for your guidance. We seek for your wisdom. As we commence this important event, give us the guidance that whatever decision we will take, it will be in the best interest of our various markets and our economy at large. O Allah, protect us, protect our leaders, guide our leaders right to be able to take the right decision at all times. Help us to deliberate for the benefit of all of us, for African in general and for the entire world at large. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghairil maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina azaban nar. Subhana rabbika izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Thank you.
Welcome to a land of rich heritage. Welcome to a home far from home. Welcome to a land where nature is still pure. Welcome to where warmth flows easy. Welcome to the coast of gold. Welcome to where art begins. Welcome to one big family of football. Welcome to Ghana, Akwaba.
Ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you are, bienvenido, bienvenido, soyez la bienvenue. Welcome to Accra, Ghana. We proceed from here, and as earlier indicated, I'm going to acknowledge a few personalities, dignitaries who have joined us, starting, of course, with His Excellency the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Thank you so much, sir. We shall have with us, in place of the Finance Minister, Honorable Ken Oforiatta, we shall have a Deputy Finance Minister in the person of Dr. John Kuma. He is our special guest for the event. The Vice President, of course, will be delivering the keynote address. Also here with us, Chairman of the West African Securities Regulators Association and Director General SEC Nigeria, Mr. Lamido Yuguda. Thank you, sir. We also have Board Chairman and Commissioner of the SEC, Dr. Yabua Amwa. Then we have commissioners of the SEC here present. Thank you for joining us. Director General of SEC Ghana, Reverend Daniel Ugbamitete, is here with us as well. Thank you so much, sir. Chairman of the West Africa Capital Markets Integration Council and Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange. We also have the special representative from the ECOWAS Commission. And thank you so much, sir. That is the representative. We also have Deputy Director General Legal, SEC Ghana, Mrs. Deborah Mausi Ajimfra. Thank you. And then Deputy Director General Finance, SEC Ghana, Mr. Paul Ababu. Now, all these people I've mentioned will also be partaking in the picture sessions with the Vice President as we end the first part. So let me just reiterate, 2 parts to the program. The first part has already commenced. It is in motion now, and it will go on till we have heard from the Vice President with his keynote address. After that first part, we shall then have the national anthem played again. The Vice President will then take photographs with these personalities whose names I have mentioned, and then he will respectfully take leave of us as we continue with the second part of the program. Dr. Kuma, I see you now. Thank you for joining us. Deputy Finance Minister, Dr. John Kuma. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we shall take the welcome remarks to be delivered by Reverend Daniel Ogbami Tete, Director General, Securities and Exchange Commission of Ghana. Please, let's be generous with our clapping. Let's be very generous with our clapping. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Your Excellency, Alhaji Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Dr. John Kuma, Deputy Minister of Finance, Ghana, the Acting Director, Private Sector Promotion of the ECOWAS Commission, Chairman of the West Africa Securities Regulators Association, WASRA, and Director General of the SEC Nigeria, the chairman of WACMaC, that's the West Africa Capital Market Integration Council, and MD of the Ghana Stock Exchange, the board chairman and commissioners of the SEC Ghana, executive commissioner of SEC Nigeria, Director General of WAMI, the president of the Ghana Securities Industry Association, distinguished speakers, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. 3 years ago, in October 2019, the West Africa Securities Regulators Association, WASRA, launched the maiden edition of the biennial West African Capital Market Conference, WACMaC, in Abidjan, under the theme, Positioning West Africa Capital Markets to Achieve Sustainable and Real Economic Growth through Integration and Sound Regulation. It was focused on accelerating the capital market integration process to achieve a homogeneous and seamless capital market across member states. We are super excited that we are able to hold the second edition of WACMaC in a hybrid format. And it is with great pleasure and honor that I wish to extend a warm welcome to everyone who has joined us in person and online for WACMaC 2021. Mr. Vice President, the journey to achieve an integrated capital market in the West Africa sub-region began some 9 years ago with the overarching goal of creating a regional capital market that would create the platform for various issuers, including corporates, governments, regional development bodies, agencies, multilaterals, to raise relatively cheap capital to fund regional infrastructural projects, corporate expansion, and private sector development, cross-border trade, and overall economic development of the sub-region. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to inform you that we have made some progress with regards to the integration agenda of the West Africa capital market, even though not at the pace we had projected. The integration agenda envisaged a three-phased approach, namely the sponsored access as phase 1, qualified West Africa brokers at phase 2, and one virtual integrated market as phase 3. We have gone past phase 1, but we have been vegetating at phase 2 due to the processes for arriving at consensus and the different pathways to securing approvals of proposals on harmonizing the rules and regulations from the participating members of WASRA. After the maiden edition of WACMaC, WASRA, working together with WACMaC, secured a grant of $850,000 from the Capital Markets Development Trust Fund, a multi-donor fund administered by the African Development Bank and supported by Luxembourg and the Netherlands in December 2020 to support the integration agenda. The receipt of the grant reignited phase 2 of the integration project in March 2021. A technical committee was set up to review, validate, and adopt the proposals on harmonizing the rules and regulations to operationalize phase 2, to design, host, and launch a WACMe data portal and website, which will be a one-stop shop for accurate data on the capital markets in West Africa, to conduct a need assessment studies on the state of the capital market in the Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, to develop an implementation roadmap for the inclusion of each market in the integrated WACMaC project, and to develop capacity building programs aimed at key regional capital market stakeholders on the implementation of the harmonized rules and regulations for securities trading. The technical committee has reviewed the proposals on the rules submitted by WACMaC and have since forwarded them to the WASRA EC for approval. The other work streams are work in progress. Mr. Vice President, the theme for WACMaC 2021 is deepening and strengthening capital markets across West Africa through effective regulation. To my mind, everyone who is participating in this conference has a sense or an appreciation of the important role capital markets play in the mobilization of long-term capital in the financing mix of any economy. So there's no need to preach to the choir here. The focus of this conference, and rightly so, is on how effective regulation can enable the deepening and strengthening of the capital markets in the sub-region. Any weak link in the regulatory regime in an integrated market can spell doom, and hence the need for a lot of effort to be channeled into developing a harmonized set of rules and regulations, the application of best practice in the regulation of securities markets, and the pursuit of robust cooperation to avoid regulatory arbitrage, protect investors, as well as protect the integrity of the capital markets. This is even more critical in this age of innovative finance and technology, sustainable finance, the emergence of sophisticated financial solutions, and the utilization of virtual platforms. My expectation is that the presenters and panelists would give us some insightful perspectives and presentations that would put steel in our resolve to ensure effective regulation as we head in the right direction of integrating the capital market in the sub-region. I am hopeful that after WACMaC 2021, we would be able to make some quick progress on the work plan of phase 2 and be in the position to give a good report at the next edition of WACMaC. Your Excellency, permit me to end my brief welcome remarks by calling on all present, indeed all the member states of ECOWAS, to get on board as we pursue this noble path to achieve an integrated market in the sub-region. No one would do it for us, so we owe it to ourselves to assume the responsibility. The good news is that we can do it, so let's go for it. Your very strong participation in this conference says something about commitment to the cause So there is hope that the dream will become reality. Before I resume my seat, I have a little word for our Nigerian participants in particular. Firstly, I wish to commend them for their massive participation in WACMaC 2021. Secondly, I would like to remind them that they should take advantage of their being here to enjoy some good Ghanaian jollof rice. On this note, I say Akwaba, welcome to all our distinguished guests and resource persons, especially you. Let's have a fruitful and productive conference. God bless us all. Thank you for your attention.
I think we can do better as he takes his seat. The Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission of Ghana, Reverend Daniel Ogbamitete. Now, especially as he has said what he has and taken off, it becomes a bit tricky for me because the jollof wars have been started again. How many Nigerian friends are here from the SEC Nigeria? Thank you so much once more. And do get some Ghana jollof before you go. Up next, we're going to acknowledge our exclusive host partner. We'll take a brief moment to acknowledge Access Bank, Nigeria.
It's morning in Africa. It won't be bright for another hour or two, but the continent is already on the move. Trade is kicking up, and spirits are high as the continent prepares to move yet another 1 million tons of goods to markets across the seas. It's the hour for making tea and coffee, splitting wood, diamonds in metal boxes, and tall, tall buildings going up. The train engines are revving up, factories are opening, and big undersea cables are pushing the continent alive. 4 time zones, 1 million opportunities, and vibrant young professionals 100 million strong. It's morning in Africa, and one bank is opening the door to endless opportunities. With seamless Pan-African payment and trade solutions and presence in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, we are Africa's gateway to the world.
Access, more than banking.
Without them, we wouldn't be having this event. We're grateful to Access Bank, Nigeria. We move on now to some more remarks that we're going to be taking at this time, opening remarks. Yesterday we heard from him, and he spoke very passionately about integrating our capital, our commodities markets, and making the most of that integration. Well, today he's back. I'm speaking of the Chairman and Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission of Nigeria in the person of Mr. Lamido Yuguda. He'll be delivering his opening remarks for us. Please, let's put our hands together for him. Mr. Yuguda, as he joins us to deliver the opening remarks.
His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Alhaji Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, the Deputy Minister of Finance, Dr. John Kuma, the representative of the ECOWAS President, Dr. Tony Elumelu, the Chairman of the Board of Directors, SEC Ghana, Dr. Amoa, Director General, SEC Ghana, and our host, Reverend Daniel Ogbamitete, Secretary General of CREPMF, who is joining us virtually, the chairperson of the Autorité Marocaine du Marché des Capitaux, AMMC, Director General of the West Africa Monetary Institute, our distinguished sponsors, distinguished captains of the capital market, my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, all. On behalf of the Executive Council of WASRA, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the second edition of our West Africa Capital Markets Conference, WACMaC, a biennial conference and the second in the series taking place in this beautiful city, Accra. On behalf of WASRA, I want to thank our host, the Securities and Exchange Commission Ghana, for their willingness to open their doors and graciously provide us with the needed support and an avenue to deliberate on critical matters that will engender the growth of our markets and the development of our region. The WACMaC periodically presents us with an opportunity to explore the role that financial markets should play in supporting the growth of the real sector of our respective economies and indeed the sub-region in general. I am pleased at the high level of participation at this meeting and also very grateful for your presence. Let me at this point thank the initiators of this biennial conference geared toward promoting robust discussions on how to harness our resources and effectively optimize our collective efforts towards the integration of our markets. This will no doubt lead to the realization of a key outcome, namely an increase in our capital markets contribution to economic growth and the development of our region. You will recall that at our inaugural conference in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, we resolved to continually strive to create an environment that facilitates cross-border securities transactions, strengthen investor protection, build capacity, and be more innovative with our processes, among others. To this end, we have made significant progress by adopting strategic initiatives aimed at boosting the economy, generating wealth, improving infrastructural development, and growing trust and confidence as we strive for a deeper and more resilient capital market. This year's theme, deepening and strengthening the capital markets across West Africa through effective regulation, is timely and apt against the backdrop of innovation and dynamism in the capital markets and the important need for regulators to keep pace with this trend. The efficient functioning of our markets demands a regular assessment of policies and programs to fit current realities and address the region's peculiar challenges. It is therefore on this note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that we have deemed it necessary to revise WASRA WACMaC roadmap to reflect current developments and include specific initiatives that will further improve the successful implementation of our integration and other efforts. Your Excellency, we are not unaware that in some member states, capital markets activities are still in their nascent stage. In collaboration with ECOWAS, efforts are being made to encourage these jurisdictions to join WASRA. We intend to engage and partner with them to build capital markets that will support the growth and development of their respective countries while advancing our regional market integration efforts. As the region continues to expand in market size and influence, it becomes increasingly more important to focus our attention on developing world-class markets by looking at innovative ways to address critical issues such as systemic risk, market integrity, investor protection, fintechs, and disruptive technologies. We must also be steadfast in our collective effort to close the geographic distance between our markets through ways and means that facilitate regional integration. Individual and collective efforts confirm that the much-needed integration is possible through dedicated stakeholder cooperation. It is especially commendable that the sponsors were able to provide the necessary support despite the current economic challenges facing global businesses. Let me once again thank our host for the warm hospitality we have enjoyed since our arrival, and I suggest that we all find time to enjoy the beauty of this great city with a deep cultural heritage and wonderful people. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to robust and fruitful deliberations during the conference. Thank you and good morning.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Let me introduce myself for those of you who possibly haven't seen me today. My name is Ama Bawa. I am your co-MC, together with Benjamin. As part of the review for this program, I guess we began yesterday, the feedback has not just been very positive, but in the feedback we see very strong proposals and energy. And one of the few reviews I had yesterday was the fact that for a very long time we have been calling for sector synergy. And most of the participants are of the view that the leadership of SEC is possibly taking a very giant step to ensure that Africa's big economy would want to be synergizing on such a platform. So once again, congratulations. We have very important presentations and of course messages to be taken. I would want to take this platform to acknowledge a very important person who is also a participant who is on our table, and his presence is sincerely appreciated. I take the opportunity to welcome Dr. Tony Luka Alumelu. Dr. Alumelu is the Acting Director, Private Sector Promotion, ECOWAS Commission President Representative. Let's welcome him with a hand of applause, please.
Thank you very much. Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, ably represented by his deputy, Dr. John Kuma, the DG SEC, Nigeria, most importantly, the chairman of the West African Securities Regulators Association, Lamidu A. Yugoda. The DG or SEC, the host DG, Reverend Daniel Ogbame Tete, members of the Diplomatic Corps, captains of industries and capital markets, DG Wama, Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and just like we normally say, permit me to stand on existing protocol in case I've missed some names. Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press. Excellency, please permit me to read this speech on behalf of the President of the Commission, His Excellency Jean Cassiburo, who is engaged in another commitment of equal importance and also has been accompanied by the Commissioner, Private Sector and Industry, Mamadou Traore. If I have your permission, I can go on with the speech, Excellency. Thank you. I'll start by saying that we acknowledge the ambience, the enabling environment for this meeting to hold, which can only be possible through the approval of the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Ado Dankwa Kufuor. And this has been reiterated by the presence of the highest representation in Ghana, His Excellency, seated here with us. Thank you. Then the speech is straight as the commission. Remember that within the text, that wherever we go to, that is our state. So when you hear the president welcoming you, it's because Ghana is part of the territory of the member state. On behalf of the president of the commission, Jean-Claude Cassibru, I have the honor to welcome you all to the second biennial West African Capital Markets, WACMaC. By the same token, I thank the West African Securities Regulators Association, WASRA, for your enthusiasm and commitment to the capital markets integration in the region, which has also been stated by the two previous speakers. And this they've done by enlightening the global investment community in creating awareness, just like we're having here, on the West African Capital Integration Initiative through this conference. I also commend the West African Capital Markets Integration Council, WACMaC, for your cooperation on relating efforts in facilitating cross-border market access for capital market operators in the region. Permit me to also applaud the initiative you have deployed to build capacities for capital markets operations in member states and beyond. The theme of this year's conference, which looks at deepening and strengthening the capital markets across West Africa through regulation, is quite timely. This is more as member states are exploring alternative financing options to drive post-COVID economic recovery, as well as develop economic research. Their monetary policies leading to the outflow of investment from emerging markets. Excellencies, the shocks induced by ongoing Russia-Ukraine crisis, which has compelled investors and policymakers to look inwards for essential industrial inputs and social goods, and necessitating critical industrial supply value chains location re-evaluation for economic resilience and sustainability cannot be overlooked. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the growing need for green investment to address climate change challenges and the need to finance the commitment of member states to reducing their greenhouse gas emission and building resilient economics underscore the need for efficient capital markets which can support such long-term investment mobilization. The West African Capital Markets Integration Program has the goal of creating an enabling environment for cross-border securities transactions and the integration of all capital market jurisdictions in West Africa. The program seeks to deepen existing markets, enhance access to long-term finance for sustainable investment, and support economic development and growth through interconnected, efficient, and stable common markets. Excellencies, permit me to quote from the mandate for this meeting, which is derived from Article 53. Paragraph 1 states that ensuring unimpeded flow of capital within the community through the removal of controls on capital transfers among member states. The paragraph 2, encouragement of the establishment of national and regional stock exchanges. 3, ensuring that nationals of member states can buy stocks, shares, and other securities, or otherwise invest in enterprises in the territories of member states. Then 4, establishment of an appropriate machinery for the regulation of regional capital issues to ensure its proper functioning and protection of investors. Excellency, these provisions of the revised treaty must be seen as guide to all our actions in the efforts to regulate deepen and strengthen capital markets, integration, and access in West Africa within the context of international best practices. The benefits of capital markets integration for the region are many. Apart from being an enabler and one of the pillars of ECOWAS common investment market, which you all were aware that was adopted in 2018, there are other benefits for the operators. The cross-border payment, improvement of debt and liquidity for national bosses, enhanced access to long-term development finance, especially for regional projects being implemented by both the public and private sectors, improve efficiency and resource mobilization and allocation, and narrowing of cross-border regulatory and price arbitrage gaps. Indeed, in support of our competitiveness for foreign direct investment, an integrated capital market in the region will offer investors free entry and exit for listed enterprises and support the necessary enabling environment for the foreign direct investment attraction. These remarks will not end by mentioning the AfCFTA. The Continental Free Trade presents an opportunity to catalyze cross-border investment in value chain development and industrialization. To harness the potential which the continental market presents for sectoral economic diversification, a harmonized and enlarged West African capital market is necessary to facilitate investment mobilization for industrial development. ECOWAS capital markets integration agenda is not only an invaluable lever to support economic growth and development in the region, but also it is germane in strengthening national markets for liquidity scale and capacity in positioning member states to access the global investment markets and leveraging on economics of scale as enshrined in the Continental Free Trade. Excellencies, we are aware that most of our member states depend much on external capital flows and direct investment to sustain, also deliver an economic programs of our governments. In this demanding period for dwindling and paucity of earnings, most of our member states are operating fiscal deficits and experiencing dearth of long-term investment to drive development. Yet, the region is in their need to develop critical economic infrastructure projects requiring huge capital investment, navigate most of economics back to the desired growth trajectory. Excellency, the need to drive our capital markets integration initiative to break down barriers to movement of capital within the region by ensuring a harmonized regulatory space as this meeting portends cannot be overemphasized. It is counterproductive that our member states at this time are still looking beyond region to issue sovereign bonds in a period of balance of payment difficulties, when indeed harmonized regional capital markets can provide a platform for issuance of regional bonds to mobilize idle funds in the region, create opportunities for investors, earn returns while providing funds for essential development and stem capital flights associated with these servicing repayments. Finally, I want to thank the government of Ghana and sponsors, even those that I have not mentioned, and to all participants for their participation. And on that note, on behalf of the President of the Commission, I wish you a very fruitful deliberation and conference. Thank you.
We appreciate you, Mr. Lumelu. Thank you very much. At this moment, we are going to take a virtual goodwill message, and that will be delivered by the General Secretary of CREPMF, Mr. Rupert E.H. Bozupe. We'll give attention to this virtual presentation.
Monsieur le représentant de la CEDEAO, Madame la Présidente marocaine des marchés des capitaux, présidente de l'AMEC, Monsieur le directeur général de l'IMAO, distingués invités en vos rangs, grades et qualités. Je me réjouis de prendre la parole ce matin pour vous souhaiter une fois encore la cordiale bienvenue en terre ghanéenne, en terre africaine du Ghana, pour cet événement qui nous rassemble aujourd'hui. Je voudrais, avant tout propos, féliciter le directeur général de la SEC Ghana qui nous accueille aujourd'hui, ainsi que son comité, ainsi que le comité d'organisation qui a fait un travail formidable afin que nous puissions nous rassembler. Je note déjà la présence massive de représentants de plusieurs juridictions et cela témoigne que nous progressons vers l'intégration effective telle que l'ont décidé les pères fondateurs de la CEDEAO. Chers participants, je voudrais exprimer mes sincères remerciements également aux autorités du Ghana qui nous témoignent de leur soutien aujourd'hui, ainsi que ceux de la CEDEAO pour leur soutien multiforme et constant. Je m'en voudrais de ne pas remercier les différents sponsors qui ont accepté d'accompagner cet événement comme il est important. Cette conférence, je ne serai pas long, est une vitrine de notre intégration et des idées, des expériences partagées sur les questions et les préoccupations actuelles du développement de nos économies et par ricochet de nos marchés financiers. Cet événement que nous avons souhaité biennal est le tremplin par lequel nous bâtirons une intégration réussie de nos marchés en vue d'une meilleure contribution à l'essor économique et financier des pays de la région et à l'épargne de la population. Excellence, Monsieur le vice-président de la République du Ghana, je m'en voudrais de ne pas clore mon propos, de vous demander de bien vouloir transmettre à son Excellence, Monsieur Nana Akufo-Addo, président de la République du Ghana, président de la CEDEAO, toute notre déférente gratitude et nos remerciements pour son soutien constant dans la marche de l'intégration de nos peuples. Je vous remercie de votre aimable attention. Vive le WACMaC. Merci.
Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta, Minister of Finance, Ghana, WASRA Chairman Mr. Lamido Yuguda, Reverend Daniel Tete, Director General of SEC Ghana, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a pleasure to be here today to speak with you from Rabat and from the Moroccan Capital Market Authority. First, let me convey my sincere appreciation to the Security of Ghana, especially for Reverend Tete, for hosting this high-level event. I would like also to take this opportunity to congratulate the WASRA members for the commitment to organizing this second edition of the West Africa Capital Market Conference and for the collective efforts to achieve harmonization and effective market integration. The WACMaC conference provides a platform for capital market stakeholders from the region, including policymakers, regulators, and market participants, to share experiences and exchange ideas on contemporary issues affecting our markets. I believe that this conference is an opportunity to share our know-how and new ideas on how to address the multiple challenges for the regulators in the post-COVID global economic recovery, along with other emerging market challenges such as innovation, fintech, digitalization, among others. The theme of this edition, deepening and strengthening capital markets across West Africa through effective regulation, highlights the importance of a stable regulatory environment and effective regulation in facilitating capital flows across the region. Effective regulation provides flexibility in responding rapidly and efficiently to a constantly changing environment, while at the same time ensuring a secure market development. Today, the regulator's role is undoubtedly vital to tackling the global challenges that the world currently faces, particularly embracing innovation while ensuring the protection of investors. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout the West Africa Securities Regulatory Authorities, we share intelligence and expertise with other financial and enforcement authorities as we work tirelessly to align our different approaches and agree on a common set of resilience standards. As chair of the AMERC, Africa and Middle East Regional Committee of the IOSCO, I want to assure you that the members are committed to working collectively on topics of cross-border importance, as well as focusing on areas of critical social and economic impact, like fintech-related cyber risks and money laundering, the financing of SMEs and infrastructures, and, more broadly, the financing of sustainable development goals through capital markets. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to productive discussions and recommendations that would proceed from this conference. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. That was Naja Hayat, the chairperson of the Africa and Middle East Regional Committee, AMEC and AMC. We are taking still goodwill messages, and this is my pleasure to introduce the Director General of West African Monetary Institute, WAMI, Dr. Olurosola Oluofesu. With a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Alhaji Dr. Mamadou Bawumia. I must say, ladies and gentlemen, that Dr. Bawumia has been helping us in the area of economic integration, monetary integration, financial integration, as well as capital market integration. There's no time we call on him. So, Honorable, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate all your support. There's no time. Even in the midnight, if you call on the Excellency, he will open his door for us. So we really appreciate your effort. The Deputy Finance Minister, Dr. Kuma, it's a pleasure meeting you. We also enjoy the support of the Minister of Finance. So the other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think I have to recognize all of you are important, but I can see the DG SEC from Nigeria, Mr. Lamido, He has played a prominent role as far as capital market integration is concerned in West Africa. And I must also equally thank the DG SEC Ghana. He's a good friend, and he has also been playing a prominent role. My friend from ECOWAS is our big brother, Dr. Elumelu, you are welcome. So I warmly welcome you all to the West Africa Capital Market Conference 2021, the second edition. This conference will give participants excellent opportunity to track progress, make connection, and see new deals to benefit African people and businesses. It will also provide opportunity for cross-fertilization of ideas and sharing of experiences as far as capital market integration is concerned. The 2 years of economic disruption caused by fallout of COVID-19 and dislocation caused by the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war means that there are many urgent topics in the tray of policymaker and executive. Nowhere in this economic storm that the kind of challenges we have in Africa, in other continents, it didn't affect them. The Ukraine war, as well as the COVID challenges, is a thing we are battling with, but thank God we are doing fine. So I must say that the theme of this conference, deepening and strengthening capital markets across West Africa through effective regulation, could not be more timely. I think we are addressing the challenges at the right time. It is my expectation that the discussion at this conference will provide rich insight on innovative finance and technology on the integrated market. It will also help us to highlight regulatory challenges confronting the capital market, as well as provide practical and proactive recommendations to address the regulatory challenges. I want to sincerely congratulate the organizing committee for assembly, seasoned, and excellent speakers that participated yesterday, as well as that we give talk today. Those of us that were here yesterday knew that they actually have the knowledge and they were able to share experiences. Where there are gaps, they were able to tell us how to fill those gaps. So thank you very much, the discussant yesterday, as well as the people that we present today. In line with of this conference, and WACMaC has completed the first phase of the WAMI Phase 2 project with the aim of establishing a common and integrated platform for the listing, trading, and settlement of capital market security transactions within the ECOWAS region. The project is expected to deepen the West Africa capital market, enabling them to achieve high standards to attract institutional and retail investors and broaden the range of capital market instruments. The challenges that were mentioned yesterday, there were a few challenges, particularly on currency and settlement challenges. I must say that WAMI, with the central banks we have in the West Africa, in the WAMs, as well as Afro-Exim Bank, launched an initiative called PAPS, precisely on the 13th of January this year here. And that initiative will help to strengthen cross-border relationship. It will also help to deepen capital market in our region. I must say that if you are in Accra, we spend still in Accra, and you want to go to Nigeria, you can do your capital market transaction through the PAPS platform. So what you need to do, what we are going to do with Afro-Exim Bank is to see how we sensitize all the stakeholders on this noble initiative. And I assure you that this initiative will help in deepening capital market integration in this region. Ladies and gentlemen, without giving too much lecture, I want to sincerely, once again, thank the government of Ghana, and I want to thank the organizers, equally thank all the participants that are here, And I want to encourage all of us, particularly the financial market players and regulators, to come out with appropriate recommendations that will promote the development of capital markets in this region. So thank you very much.
We thank you very much, sir. The next goodwill message will be from a very important sector in Ghana, the Ministry of Finance, but we are talking about the head. Just to let you know that the Honorable Ken Oforiatta, the sector minister, has sent his very able deputy to deliver a significant message to West Africa, and he is in the person of Dr. John Kuma. Please let's welcome him with a hand of applause. I told you yesterday that your clappings were too brief. Huh? Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Alhaji Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia, Chairman of WASRA, Mr. Lamido Yuguda, the West African Securities Regulatory Association Commissioners, Director General, Securities Exchange Commission of Ghana, Reverend Daniel Ugbami Tete, Dr. Tony Luka Elumelu, Rep from the ECOWAS, Director General of West African Institute of West Africa Monetary Institute, Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Managing Directors of Capital Market Firms, organizers of the West Africa Capital Market Conference, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, I bring you greetings from the Honorable Ken Oforiatta, the Finance Minister, who is unable to join us today with apologies. I am happy to join you today for the 2021 West Africa Capital Market Conference. Indeed, this conference is very opportune to intensify our cooperation and consultation efforts at fostering capital market integration in West African region. The quality of the first edition of the conference remains that it is well sought after program for capital market regulators within the sub-region. This is also evident of the Ghana SEC's commitment to promoting robust capital markets in Ghana and Africa. Let me also use the opportunity to thank all those behind this great initiative to promote economic development in the region through ensuring that there are cheap and long-term capital for growth. The leadership of WASRA and SEC Ghana, thank you for organizing this conference. We say Aiko. Mr. Chairman, undoubtedly, smart regulation and innovation in the capital market ecosystem is critical to robust economic development. Indeed, it is an ecosystem of issuers, investors, intermediaries, and infrastructure. You will agree that each of these components of the ecosystem is prone to market failure, hence the need to regulate. A carefully thought through regulation will make investors feel that the securities market is transparent, that works fairly and equitably. Then their investment will be made with ease. This helps in developing the capital of listed companies and the market and their assets, expand range of their operational activities, and allow investors to gain more profit and returns. With that, I am pleased that the theme for this conference is amply captured, deepening and strengthening the capital markets across West Africa through effective regulation. It encapsulates the need to bridge the challenge of information asymmetry between issuers and intermediaries and investors, and make investors to be able to make informed judgments about financial products. A robust regulation will safeguard the interest of investors, ensure that risks are kept at acceptable level, and promote efficient price discovery and maintain confidence in the market. Aruma Oti, former Vice President and Treasurer at the World Bank, once defined a world-class capital market, which I believe is worth noting. She said, and I quote, "A world-class capital market is one that engenders investors' confidence, has breadth and depth in terms of product offerings, is characterized by the highest levels of integrity, has a sound regulatory framework, a transparent disclosure and accountability regime, cost-efficient." World-class capital markets facilitate economic diversification, enable economic agents to pool, price, and exchange risk, encourage savings, and creating wealth. You will agree with me that this definition encapsulates all the purposes for which we are here today. We will for sure increase or improve the GDPs of our economies and create opportunities for our youth if the capital market is robustly structured to provide the needed capital for growth. Mr. Chairman, in the era of competition in the global marketplace for strategic investment to support capital formation in economies, the capital market is seen as a highly visible tool for economic reform and modernization, commitment to private sector-led development and integration in the global economy to gain leverage as a preferred investment destination. This future is what we should all have in mind as we recognize the importance of fostering capital market integration across the region. It was for this purpose that the West Africa Capital Markets Integration Council, WACMaC, was inaugurated in January 2013 to harmonize trade, clear depository, and settlement framework, and also to promote harmonization of listing and regulatory framework requirement, and to integrate trading platforms, and create a qualified West African brokers and common passport. It is pretty clear that we are on course to having a stringent regional capital market integration, but more needs to be done in the area of economic integration and political stability across the region to support these efforts. The world's biggest economies can boast of well-functioning capital markets and structures that help in providing long-term capital for businesses and corporate organizations. However, financial systems in many African countries remain underdeveloped, resulting in credit constraints for individuals and firms, especially small and medium-sized enterprises, and low investment rates. Mr. Chairman, West Africa, since early 1990, has enjoyed rapid economic expansion. Its total GDP has increased from $105 billion in 2000 to more than $683 billion in 2022. Nigeria, Ghana, and Cote d'Ivoire, the region's three largest economies, accounted for 1/4 of Africa's GDP in 2020. It is evident that the Nigeria economy dominates West Africa's economy, accounting for almost 80% of the region's GDP. Of the remaining 20%, Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire account for 5.4% and 4.8% of our regional GDP, respectively, while a variety of smaller economies account for between 2.2% of regional GDP, like Senegal, and 0.11% the Gambia. The regional economy is driven by the services sector, which accounts for almost 60% of GDP. Agriculture does, however, feature heavily in the economies of many countries, Sierra Leone, Mali, Togo, and Guinea-Bissau especially, and is the largest provider of employment. Globally, Africa is terribly behind in terms of market contribution to GDP. Excluding South Africa, which has 235% of the GDP, the highest stock market capitalization of Africa was in Mauritius, which has 69% of GDP in 2018. The capitalization of Mauritius Stock Exchange was well below the average market capitalization in East Asia and Pacific region, which has 83% of GDP, and in high-income countries, which have 119% of GDP. The underdevelopment of capital markets in emerging economies may be explained by many factors, including the small size of domestic economies, macro and business environment, quality of institutions and financial infrastructure. Nonetheless, the in formation. Some other identified challenges include lack of avenue to deploy domestic savings, a mediocre risk-reward profile, and also poor pricing efficiency, which leads to inferior resource allocation. Investors in emerging markets put large part of their savings in physical assets, such as real estate, gold, and bank deposits. Industry players in the region should look at how we can tackle these challenges in a holistic manner to enhance the economic prospects of the region. In unity lies strength, but in capital market integration comes economic powerhouse for transformation and our regional development. Mr. Chairman, the conversation for a regional integration have to be approached with legal, regulatory, and policy arsenals with a sharp edge to deepen the market ecosystem for development and to capitalize on opportunities of this nature. For effective deepening and strengthening of the market, the focus should be on regional policy making and market architecture and design. Both